bombs. So heavy.
It says I'm broadcast.
Fingers crossed he comes traveling with me.
I hope this is working right. Okay, it seems to be working now. Thank goodness. Sorry about that. The last stream got cut off because my internet was being a pain. Stop with the controller drift! Let's hope my internet doesn't cut out on me again.
Should I just open a store here in retail?
Alright. Time to continue the event.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days later, then we'd really be in boiling water.
Alright. Yeah, Leo, it seems like it's working now. The gameplay and audio are matching up.
Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Suspicious guy?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all.
Wait a minute.
How can I help you?
I think I might know who the strange guy is.
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hirayama.
Mr. Hirayama is currently at the warehouse down by the harbor.
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 Kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, I think I know why I chose Calx.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 Kasen. I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy.
About that.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hirayama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. The situation is just as you said, Calx. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you now. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Iridori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So they promptly alerted the Tenryou Commission.
A suspicious outlander. And Venti apparently had an invitation.
The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse. It was then that we realized that the latest copies of A Legend of Sword had suddenly gone missing.
Oh.
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Iridori Festival, but the author, Chin-Yu, will be personally attending the release party as well.
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that suspicious outlander.
I don't think that suspicious outlander stole them.
I see. It would be a great misfortune if A Legend of Sword would not be released on schedule. And quite a disappointment for Chen as well. If Mr. Hiroyama has gone to the warehouse at the docks, then I'll go down to see if I can be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Chen. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Xingqiu's pen name?
Yes, it is, Paimon. Now shush.
Oh, do you know him?
Xingqiu would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse, too.
Yes, I am sleepy, Leo.
Please be
What
mindful
the
of
heck?
your personal safety at all times.
Oh, this controller drift is getting worse and worse by day. Oh, god damn it, Venti. And you got Kutosara on you. Venti, I swear, if you try to make a break
It's
for
you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryo Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, Tone-Deaf Bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
Oh, I want to slap the green out of your eyes.
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Paimon, he is a well-known drunk. Don't question it.
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might have entered the country illegally. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze.
Dandelion wine, yeah. God damn it, Venti. Yes, green and teal. Teal is technically green, isn't it? I can Google that later.
If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch! Your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares.
You deserve it, mister. After all the crap you put us through, yeah, I'm gonna glare at you.
You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
Similar means?
Please don't look at us like that, Sarah.
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them.
In other words, you were planning on drinking all the dandelion wine before you got to Inazuma.
Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake.
Yeah, Leo. I had to do a ton of quests, or story quests, before I could experience the event fully. Both of the Raiden Shogun quests, Kamisato Ayato's quest, And apparently you also need to do Kokomi's quest, but I already had that done.
And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission General glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable. But it still feels a bit...
What are these options? Oh, I don't know which one I should pick. Childish.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA publishing house, and based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm? But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Oh, I seem to understand now.
He was probably drunk.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
Oh, Beto being
No,
smart
not
like
quite.
always. Oh.
From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third...
Oh, damn, Albedo's
I knew
smart.
you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team effort. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yeah. Another thing, I don't have Venti, so f you, Venti.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues...
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Uh-oh, Venti.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Yeah, Kudrosara does not let things go that easily.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
I don't like the look he's giving us.
Sara's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
Ow. Oh god, that facepalm hurt.
How could you lose something so important?
He was drunk.
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip.
Why didn't you put it in your hat?
Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
A secure place. Would that place happen to have been the inside of a bottle?
If you were holding the invitation in your hands the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand.
Ow.
I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely I wouldn't put it in just any random place. It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be. Have you...
You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the invitation letter is?
Ah, yes! I remember now. I knew you'd help me find it.
So he decided to put it in his hat after he already got drunk. Venti, I swear, Archon or not, I'm going to slap the hell out of you.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now, however, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
Bye, Sarah. Good thing Ito wasn't there.
Here goes Sarah. Alright, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about...
Mr. Hirayama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma only to find such a mess. These are the materials regarding the 5 Chasm.
Interesting. Wait. Suika, free sake loving soul. That sounds familiar.
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the 5 Kasen. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kasen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. Alas, what a shame.
Trust me, Leo, if you were fangirling over Ito, we would be here for a long time.
But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style. So there is still something we may glean from this.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and, fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
Would you feel inspired if I started slapping the crap out of Venti? Because I really want to do that.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though, Lady Yae did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kasen. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Yeah. That does sound like Miko, yeah. Also, Leo, I know it's true. Because the same would be said for me if Shenhe were here.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novels for the time being. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go.
Venti, where the hell do you think you're going?
Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment?
Okay, can I stop with this freaking controller drift? What do you want, Venti?
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I was sleeping. I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
Suiko. My dwelling was far from the water world. In Blue Cloud I went portent Shikaku. I'd always wanted to sounds extremely familiar, Venti.
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the shogun get stolen. This story sounds familiar to my ear. Where have I heard it?
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday!
Thank you, Paimon. Now could you please slap him for me?
Oh, indeed it is.
I'm going to slap
Interesting,
him with
isn't
a
it?
geoconstruct, and it is going to hurt.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, or even a witness to the theft. But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if the one who left it here was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop the burglary?
Alright, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks?
Paimon, why does that surprise you? This is Venti we're talking about.
And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait to complete. We don't have time to be slacking off.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Albedo, please don't encourage
Wait a minute. What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my source of inspiration. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
I've flipping called it.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
Albedo, I don't think you can afford that.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
That is extremely accurate.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking.
Yeah,
Even though
sure,
I'm sound asleep in the
pal,
portrait,
sure.
I still appear as glorious as always.
Glorious? My
Hey,
behind.
don't get too full of yourself, Tone Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one?
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Yeah, the legs definitely were feminine.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper
Seriously,
will strike again?
why did Venti have to be a guy? Why did they have to put a freaking trap in there?
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5 Kasen that have left me rather curious. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Kuronushi?
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt: seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
Act 1 complete. Oh. The Iridori Festival has started. View. Oh, okay. Confirm. What's this? The Mazat Bard Lena is discussing poetry quite passionately. Oh, that's the quest I had to do. Okay. Okay, I'll get some XP from this, man. Oh god, don't bring up the fate traps, Leo. Ah, Shang-Chi. Okay, controller drift. Stop. Oh my, this is seriously pissing me off.
Who is this Jenny everyone keeps talking about?
Okay, I just want to take a picture of those banners real quick.
You've now arrived at the...
Wait, mail? Oh, the Serena Teapot thing, yeah. Because we still can't place things or move them around. Ugh. Time. I believe it said 800?
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks. You know that Xingqiu will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels.
I looked at the stream for a second. Hello, can I please? Wait, Alcatraz? What? Oh. Oh yeah, it reset this morning, that's right.
Where I belong. Seeing the sun rise day after day.
Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Oh, I believe that's Shang-Chi's assistant.
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus.
Theater Mechanicus. It did say that event was coming back.
The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's
Yeah, you can make furniture, you just can't place it.
Whoa! Xingqiu's just sitting there. Sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you're guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
If he was asleep because motion sickness, I'm gonna laugh.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon.
Reading till the morning in a book.
Yes. Now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand. Huh? That's odd. There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look!
Aoi no Okina. I not wish to be him in my clothes. Wait, the mysterious person must be worse.
There's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before!
The story you found before?
Oh yeah! In the warehouse down by the poem hunt competition!
Look at the traveler's face! He's like, you cannot be serious!
Yeah, that's it! A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby. If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Paimon.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with stuff on the spot like that.
Leo, everyone knows Paimon doesn't think before she speaks. She doesn't have enough brain juice for that.
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh?
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me.
Don't worry, Shinjo. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Only a sick... Oh! You're not wrong. You're not wrong with that, Leo.
So you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter.
Great alacrity? I swear, this game uses words I've never even heard of.
But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite.
Well, if you think that's good, you should do the painting you did at Paimon.
Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Shincho's attention and keep the situation under wraps.
Paimon shut up.
I guess this is what they call eternity.
Let's see here. No, not that. The stupid controller drift is getting on my nerves. Where? Arrival schedule. Let's see. Large cargo ship, stop over 1 person. Huh. Okay. Oh, God, my fan's making weird sounds. Wait. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Traveler, Paimon. How are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. Forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No. That would be most improper.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that.
Gee, we never get to see you. We gotta... Just let us tease you a little bit. We literally never see you.
By the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks.
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Chasm. Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself.
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that...
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Oh, I got another person watching. Hello there.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together.
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Travel...
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey!
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person.
Oh, that person left.
Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself? No way! That can't be right! Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning!
Yeah, exactly.
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke?
I was honestly thinking that myself. How did he know about it? Couldn't exactly ship food overseas like that and have it maybe nice and warm.
Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Yeah. Hey, he was asleep. Yeah.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time? And that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it?
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter. Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
A certain someone, huh? Oh, I have to go all the way to Inazuma City.
Festivals always attract so many people.
Hello, Popper. Oh, this building.
I don't see anyone suspicious around.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous.
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not, since we're still waiting for him. Why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and...
Never been to go in here before. Must be just for the event or something. Ooh, this place looks awesome. Probably wouldn't eat here myself, because I'm not a big fan of seafood.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please, talk to me if you want to order.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible.
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Xingqiu be signing novels at the release...
There has been so many.
Hey, you can have all the fish, Leo. The long story with a side of karma. He had to spy on someone. Then...
There has been so many lively young customers recently.
Oh.
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past few days, so the fishing boats...
So the weather at sea has been bad these past...
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't...
Oh, this might be some useful information.
A few days ago. Albedo.
Albedo? What should we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
I will try to... If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time.
Is that so?
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
Oh, so you like seafood.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Xingqiu and see if he says any... Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey. By the way, Xingqiu, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to me by my editor.
Didn't you feel dizzy while reading on the ship?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt seasick.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any...
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient.
Really, Leo?
So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. Oh, right! If it took an...
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so... Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Ina's... Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather...
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy.
Well...
Bastard!
The jig's up, Xingqiu. Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth?
No, please. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all.
You weren't satisfied, so you didn't want people reading it.
I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this.
Oh! Well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Huh? Tone Deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Of course, it's all about wine with you.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Venti, you may be an Archon, but you sure suck at reading the room.
Oh no. The person they apprehended, was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
Mysterious urban legend. What? You have got to be kidding me. No, not event quest. Ah. Oh, I had to do this part first. Okay. I knew I shouldn't have unlocked that friggin' quest. I'm gonna have to start this thing first. What the heck? Okay, now it's loaded in.
We haven't been to the Yai Publishing House in a while. Paimon wonders if they have any new books in.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of more.
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for.
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing more at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
Spoken like a spoiled rich brat.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head, and recite a
Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
Huh? Trust me, if there was a wish ritual that actually worked, I'd be wishing for Chi-Chi non-stop.
Right? Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
I didn't believe it at first either. But it's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away. I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual.
His whole bed was filled with...
Of course, I'm sure the part about whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual.
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around.
Really? Well, come on! Let's go. Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh, and you'd finally be reunited with your twin, too. Let's go!
Paimon, admit it, you're just in this for the Mora. Great Nerd Kami offering started. Okay, can I do this one now? Nope. So I have to wait till this little area is done being part of the quest. Or sorry, if I have to do the entire Yaimiko quest, I'm gonna be so mad.
On closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like...
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed!
Hey! What are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me! Okay.
Incantation?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently. I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over... Anyway, I just know this is going to work.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine?
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck.
Look, to be completely honest, look at you now. Trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Wait. What?
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm.
Yeah, Miko's behind this, isn't she?
As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written.
Look, Junkichi. Yes, everyone's saying it's real. It works.
What's so surprising about that?
This is starting to sound a little suspicious.
You think?
Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the supernatural.
Now I can do this, thank goodness. I'll do Miko's stuff another time.
I want to try to.
It actually worked for him?
Oh boy.
Face the ground at the stroke of midnight.
Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I've just explained.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. Wait a minute.
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here.
Shincho looks pretty flustered.
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Zhenyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. For the Iridori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors.
Who is that?
Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yai publishing house, but Lady Yai also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Zhenyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Zhenyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time so I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse.
Oh.
To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Zhenyu in my house these past few days.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yai publishing house had requested I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature, but looking back on it now, I had dug—
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Oh, really, Venti? What do you not want other people to see? Your bad drinking problem?
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Shincho and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books.
Yes, I understand.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna teleport there. The heck is this? Oh, that. I'll do that later.
Onodera, what are you doing here?
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Genyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Shincho looked so sleepy today.
Ah, so he wasn't up reading books, he was...
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though Shincho still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about...
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's no poem hunt.
I see.
Now.
It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story...
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place...
Cutscene?
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all.
Well, that's actually really nice. I wish I could get Albedo to make a portrait of me.
Wonder how Shincho's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey! Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? He's a friend of ours and the release of his new book is super important to him.
Paimon, just...
Oh, what's that sound?
Yeah, I figured it's gonna be a cat or something.
It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Okay, so it's not one of the characters. Theater Mechanicus. Oh, yes! I get this chance to show off how good I am at this. So I'm gonna buy a wish real quick. I'm gonna save up a 10 wish of these coin things. Cause I'm just about at 75. Kamakata, we meet again! Stage of Brilliance. Oh, there's already gonna be new devices on there. before and it was fun. Oh, you set up the sticks you can use this time. Pre-built Mechanici. Yeah, I really wish this prayer wish ritual thing would work. I definitely would have gotten Shenhe and Chi-Chi and all the other 5 stars I'm missing. And if points. Give me 1 second. I need to type something up real quick. Yes, I know this. Equip that. That. And that. No. Alright. Start. Start. Oh, that's right, the Galarian Moltres thing. I forgot about that. Alright, preparing. What the heck? Okay, that's where the portal is. knock you off the stage. Oh. I'm not gonna take my chances with you. Goodbye. Finish it off. There we go. Goodbye. That's fun.
Yeah.
Alright, 14 enemies left. Oh. Well, I'm not risking this. Goodbye. Of course there's another one. 'Cause why not? Oh, shoot. Of course. Ah, dang it. I didn't realize if one got through. Okay. Alright, I think I might do the rest of the Theater Mechanicus things off screen. Like, not streaming. I just wanted to try it real quick. Alright. New painting in pale scarlet. Okay.
It's already time for us to be at the docks. Let's go! The arrival schedule says ship stopover, 1 person. Does that mean we're only welcoming 1 guest today?
I wonder who it could be this time. Is that Kazuha?
Look! That figure on the wharf! It looks like Kazuha!
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
Huh.
We didn't expect to see you either! Returning as a guest for the Iridori Festival, no doubt.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now...
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared.
Wait, her sleeve?
I only heard a splash come from below the pier.
Huh.
Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by...
Oh! Does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is.
Last time, Aoi no Okina's poem ended with a reference to Akihito. The story this time basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the shogunate, so I'm not all that different from Akihito mentioned in this story.
Another time that the person is the exact same scenario.
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the Shogun because of his wrongdoings. You did nothing wrong, Chasm. Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling in Liyue and Inazuma. There is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time.
Wow, that's an idea!
That's actually pretty smart. That way he wouldn't have to work on his calligraphy. Let's see here. There's how many event details? Okay. So there's 5 parts so far.
You've now arrived at the magnificent Iridori Festival event venue.
I'll have to go back and look at that though. I didn't see anything. Hey, Albedo! Not the canvas, Albedo.
Albedo, we figured out a way to help Shincho!
Interesting. A story of the 5 Kasen appears again. A stamped seal, huh? Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore. Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere if he only used the stamped seal for his new books. But I have another idea.
I seriously have to teleport there again. Hey, caramba. Hey, the Adventurers Guild, what? Why is the Adventurers Guild lit up? Oh, because I might, yeah. I'll get that later. See real quick. It's a healing item when I can really use those.
Is there anything that will satisfy my taste bud?
Second floor, they said. Oh my god. Oh, I was gonna take a screenshot of that, but
Yes, that's it, Your writing is greatly improved today, which...
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are...
You just had a 10-minute break.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr. Hirayama.
Jeez.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to—
Whoa, this is getting scary.
Mr. Hiroyama, we found a solution that might... In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, of course, a seal on its own is not enough. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Chenyu's signature as the design. In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Chenyu to write.
Let me think. All right, I think that would work. Not only...
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Mr. Hiroyama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously was because it would take too long for the author to sign each book. But if we adopted Calx's proposed method, we might have enough time to do signatures at the live event. And if all the authors signed their books in the same fashion, then Genyu's signature wouldn't look out of place.
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other two authors participating in the new release event.
Other two authors, huh?
It is a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events. However, if we implement this new format, then it'll be a dream come true for me as well.
Yeah, I would think that that name is not easy to sign.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Genyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good rest. We'll handle everything from here. The books that Genyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events held by the I Publishing House.
We did it.
Thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I are finally free of that mess.
That's right! You're finally free, Xingqiu! Maybe you should step outside for some fresh air.
I have a newfound respect for authors. Having to sign all the books, oof. Alright. Yeah, my audio is coming through alright, right? Because it just sounds kind of quiet to me. I just noticed that. Maybe I was just talking kind of quietly. I don't know.
We still have some time to burn.
There we go.
Where should we go next?
Hello? There we go.
Traveler, there you are.
Ayaka!
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti! That's an interesting combo.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand.
Strange piece of...
This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Here's the paper. Please have a look.
Sumizomi. I submerged the verses into clear water, and the truth did emerge. The stream's buffering.
Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
What happened last time. Okay. Yeah, Monkey Tower Defense actually pretty similar to that now that I think about it.
So, shall we give it a whirl? It just so happens that there's a pond nearby.
Oh, son of a biscuit. It's doing the thing again.
Magical powers to heal your body and soul.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
Why does this have to happen?
Hot Springs has magical powers to heal your body and soul.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy
Yeah, the audio
my
and the
taste
visuals
buds?
are not synced up at all. Ugh.
Textiles and kimonos it is. The water from the hot springs has magical powers to heal your body and soul.
I guess I'll just have to finish this like it is. Sorry about it being like that.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says. Story says that after Sumizomi got the collection of poems from Akihito and put them into a stream of water, the plagiarized words in the poem became blurry.
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those two methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work.
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizome's story is trying to convey. Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito and Sumizome's portraits.
I wonder, could they be Kazuha and Nanaka?
Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next two portraits should be ready in no time.
Yes. And now that all 4 stories have all been collected...
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story of the 5 Kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out. One of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that... how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh. Have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what?
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
Huh?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection. An average person could never understand the scene of a young girl washing Akahito's poetry collection, and even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akahito, he was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. So, in desperation,
Which means... the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akahito! What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5 Kasen. Since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 Kasen, the only character left is the mysterious one with an unknown identity.
Oh, wait a minute. I might be stupid. I'm gonna try something here. I swear, if this works, I'm gonna be kicking myself all day. I'm gonna give the visuals a minute to catch up. See if that works. Actually, I'll do it after.
Oh, okay. Paimon is finally starting to get it now.
However, this also brings something else to mind. The story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuronushi? In our world?
Who the heck?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha!
Enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanali. An Aishan blessing now 10% off.
Festivals always attract so many people.
Crowdsourcing competition is now underway.
Okay, the visuals are starting to catch up.
Early to buy your special edition drinks.
Enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanali. An Aishan blessing now 10% off.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition
Crowdsourcing
drinks.
competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes.
Welcome home, Almighty Shogun.
Okay, forget it.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition drinks.
The heck?
Sourcing competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes.
Yeah, I don't think the audio is gonna catch up at any time.
Special edition drinks.
Our crowds.
Oh, like why is Daniel? I see. Oh my god! 300,000 more for 5 friggin' dandelion seeds. Nope. Rainbow Aster. But you can cook.
Crowdsourcing competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes.
Welcome home, Almighty Shogun. Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while.
Apologies for making a wild assumption.
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. However, they were nothing more than some past incidents regarding my family. I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring you any more trouble.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
Raiden Gokada?
The Raiden Gokuden?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing, but it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and may be difficult to explain. As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managing ceremonial and cultural affairs. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Amenoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time. The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea about his connection to the Yashiro Commission and sword making.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation.
Yeah, again, sorry about the desynced audio and visual. Just, I'm gonna try and get this over with. If anyone wants to see it normally, my friend Remnant is going to be streaming this in a day or so, or day or two.
My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Tevat to find a... And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. In the span of a few decades, 3 of the families suffered various misfortunes and disappeared completely. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes stemmed from some background machinations, meaning that someone wanted to wipe out the Raiden Gokuden. However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin, such explanations were treated as nothing more than a conspiracy theory.
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just theories and rumors. However, I know that a major incident happened to my great-grandfather when he was young. Not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato clan's position in the Yashiro Commission as well. After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like it's pointing me toward the truth behind that incident.
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather, Kazuha?
I still can't say. I need to speak with someone to verify the details. Let's meet here again at noon tomorrow. I will tell you everything I know then.
Act 3 complete. Oh, these are all kinds of events that have happened to Inazuma in the past.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition drinks.
Okay.
Welcome home, almighty Shogun.
Let's see, I've been streaming for about almost 2 hours now. I might just go ahead and do the Chasm off screen, because this whole audio and visual thing is starting to get to me. Like I said, my friend Remnant's gonna be streaming this in a few days. I'm putting his link in the chat, and I'm also gonna put it down in the comments later on. So make sure to check him out, whoever's watching this. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go do stuff, so. Yeah. I will see you all. Oh. Oh, now it starts to resync.
Our crowdsourcing competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes. Festivals always attract so many people.
Oh, no, never mind. It's back at being bad again. Alright, well, I hope you all enjoyed the stream so far. It's an interesting story, I can tell you that. Alright, have a good day, everyone.